You keep working hard, but the results don't match your effort, and it's frustrating. It's not because you lack talent or opportunity. It's because you haven't applied the Napoleon Hill success mindset, the same mental framework that turns struggle into momentum and makes achievement feel inevitable. In this video, I'm going to give you that shift, step by step, exactly how the most successful men in history use these proven growth principles to build wealth, unshakable confidence, and unstoppable discipline. All you have to do is watch until the end and follow what I give you, and your path to success will no longer feel uncertain. Step 1. The power of assumption. Right now, whether you realize it or not, you're living out the results of your own assumptions. If your dominant thought is "things never work out for me," then your mind will bend every situation to prove that belief right. And if your dominant thought is "I always win," that's exactly what your actions, habits, and opportunities will start to reflect. This is the foundation of the Napoleon Hill success mindset, deciding the outcome before the proof appears. Men like Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and Andrew Carnegie didn't wait for permission or signs. They moved forward with absolute self-discipline and unshakable determination, as if success was guaranteed. The average man waits for evidence. He says, "I'll believe it when I see it." But the man who applies Napoleon Hill personal growth principles flips that script. "I'll see it because I believe it and act accordingly." Here's your action step. From this moment, replace every "I hope" with "I decide." Every "I want" with "I am." Speak it. Move like it's already yours. Let your posture, tone, and decisions match the man who has already achieved. Because once your mind accepts the assumption of victory as fact, your behavior will follow. And when your behavior changes, your results have no choice but to change with it. But having the right assumption is only half the battle. Without a clear aim, even the strongest belief scatters into wasted motion. That's why the next step is where most men separate themselves from the crowd. Step 2. Definite purpose. Belief without direction is like a powerful engine with no steering wheel. You'll burn energy, but you won't arrive anywhere that matters. That's why personal achievement always begins with a definite purpose. One clear, unshakable aim that shapes every decision you make. Without it, your life gets pulled into distractions. You start projects but never finish them. You confuse movement with progress. And worst of all, you let other people's priorities dictate your time. Every man you've heard of in history, Ford, Carnegie, Lincoln, had a purpose so specific they could state it in a single sentence. It wasn't a wish list. It wasn't vague. It was a burning commitment, reinforced daily with self-discipline and motivation. Here's your action step. Write down your definite purpose in one clear sentence. Read it aloud every morning and every night. Let it guide what you say yes to, what you say no to, and how you spend your hours. Because without it, personal growth principles won't stick. Your habits will collapse under pressure. But with it, you'll wake up each day knowing exactly where you're going, and the world will start moving in that direction with you. And once you have that purpose, you need something even stronger to hold it in place when life tests you. Step 3. Building unshakable faith. Purpose gives you direction, but faith is what keeps you moving when the road is dark. This is why Napoleon Hill personal growth doesn't just talk about faith as a feeling, it treats it as a skill, built with repetition until it becomes unshakable. Most men think they need proof before they can believe, but history proves the opposite. Edison didn't wait for his 1,000th light bulb attempt to work before believing. Rockefeller didn't wait for the market to agree with his vision. They acted first, with self-discipline, and proof followed. The problem? You've been rehearsing doubt more than belief. Every time you imagine the worst, speak hesitation, or delay action, you're training yourself to expect failure. And that training works just in the wrong direction. Here's your action step. Every day, speak your identity aloud, as if it's already true. I am disciplined. I am focused. I move with certainty. This isn't empty motivation. It's how you reprogram your subconscious. When you repeat it enough, faith stops being a concept. It becomes the foundation you stand on, and it makes you impossible to knock over. But even the strongest faith can be weakened if you leave yourself an escape route, which is why the next step is the most decisive move you'll ever make. Step 4. Burning the bridges. Faith is powerful, but if you leave yourself a way back to your old life, you'll use it the moment things get hard. That's why the men who embody this mindset burn their bridges behind them. Henry Ford bet everything on the assembly line. Andrew Carnegie demanded total commitment from his inner circle. They didn't keep Plan B in their back pocket. They relied on self-discipline to keep moving forward because retreat was no longer an option. Most men fail here. They say they're committed, but they keep a safety net, a backup job, old habits, the same crowd that encourages mediocrity. And when pressure comes, they fall back. Here's your action step. Identify every escape route that leads back to the man you used to be and close it. Cut the habits, the contacts, the routines that give you permission to quit. Replace them with structures that make forward motion your only choice. When you remove the option to retreat, your personal growth accelerates because you've made success the only acceptable outcome. And once you've burned the bridges, the next step will make your progress multiply even faster. Step 5, the mastermind effect. No man rises alone. Even the greatest practitioners of the success mindset accelerated their growth by aligning with other driven minds. This is the power of the mastermind, surrounding yourself with people who reinforce your vision instead of weakening it. Henry Ford gathered engineers and innovators who shared his obsession. Andrew Carnegie credited much of his fortune to strategic alliances. They understood that personal growth happens faster when you borrow strength, perspective, and accountability from others who are equally committed. Most men stay stuck because they keep company with people who normalize distraction, laziness, and doubt. And every conversation with them chips away at your self-discipline. Here's your action step. Audit your circle. Remove the voices that slow you down. Seek out or deliberately build a network of men who share your standards for personal achievement and motivation. Because when your environment aligns with your purpose, success stops feeling like a solo climb and starts feeling like momentum you can't turn off. And once you have the right circle, there's only one thing left to guarantee your rise. Step 6, over-delivering on value. The marketplace doesn't reward time, it rewards value. And the man who applies the Napoleon Hill success mindset knows that if you give more than you're paid for, you will eventually be paid for more than you do. Charles M. Schwab rose to the top of Carnegie Steel not because of luck, but because he consistently exceeded expectations. Thomas Edison's relentless self-discipline produced breakthroughs that changed industries not because he clocked in and out, but because he refused to settle for good enough. Most men do only what they're asked, then wonder why they're overlooked. But those who embrace personal growth see every task as a chance to prove they are indispensable. Here's your action step. Identify one area today where you can over-deliver with no promise of immediate reward. Do it because excellence is your standard, not because someone is watching. Make it your habit, and you'll build a reputation that pulls personal achievement and motivation toward you like a magnet. Because once you consistently give more, the world has no choice but to give more back to you. And now, it's time to tie all of this together so that these principles stop being ideas and start becoming your permanent identity. You've just been handed the same framework that has powered the Napoleon Hill success mindset for over a century: assumption, definite purpose, unshakable faith, burning the bridges, the mastermind, and over-delivering on value. These aren't motivational ideas. They're disciplines, habits that, once installed, rewire how you think, speak, and act. But they only work if you stop treating them as concepts and start living them daily with self-discipline. Here's your final action step. Choose the identity you want now, not after the promotion, not after the money. Now, speak it out loud every morning. I am focused, I am unstoppable, I am living personal growth every day. Move like the man who already holds personal achievement. Make your tone, your decisions, and your habits match that man. Because the world doesn't reward potential, it rewards certainty. And when you live and act as if the outcome is guaranteed, you pull it toward you faster than you ever imagined. This is your moment. Not next week, not someday. Now, decide who you are, burn the bridges, and start walking in the only direction that matters, forward. Before you close this video, there's one last thing you can do to make this happen faster. Take everything you've learned about the Napoleon Hill success mindset, self-discipline, and personal growth, and compress it into the next 24 hours. Here's how. For the next full day, act as if your success is already guaranteed. Walk, speak, and decide like the man who has already achieved his goals. When fear or hesitation creeps in, Replace it instantly with action, even small action. This 24-hour immersion trains your mind to accept this new identity without delay. Do it once, and you'll feel the shift. Do it often, and you'll live there permanently.